How I feel? Blessed. What I want?
Get back slow. I love the way she rock it. I love the way she move it, shake it on me. When she cry for him, and Shawty is the winner. You can tell that Shawty's no beginner. She's confident. I love the way she move.
YouTube, what's going on? It's Juan Gotti here. We another Washington Commanders live stream. And today's live stream, we have some breaking news going on in the capital. The Washington Commanders, as you can see, I'm trying to set it up here. The Washington Commanders have traded defensive end Montez Sweat to the Chicago Bears for a second-round pick. Now, I was originally going to make a video, but I was a little late jumping to the gun. I really was. I didn't get no notifications on. That's probably because I got my thing silenced. But I jumped on Instagram and I saw I was already 11 minutes behind. I was like, I'm going to go ahead and just jump on live and get it out to y'all and let y'all see what y'all, talk about, see what y'all feel about it. So the Washington Commanders, again, are trading Montez Sweat to the Chicago Bears for a second-round pick. And I'm honestly not surprised at all. After what I saw the Giants get for Leonard Williams, a second and a fifth, I was like, hey, look, we could probably get, a second round pick for Tez, probably even more. Honestly, I was set on a third round pick specifically, but after yesterday, I'm like, hey, look, they obviously kind of overpaying for edge rushers. You saw Grady Jarrett had went down. I know he played interior, but he had went down. There was some talks about the Falcons looking to, get some edge rushing for him, edge rushing for them. So I'm like, cool. We could potentially get a second round pick. Here's my caveat though, and I'm hoping this changes with the new regime. Y'all know our second round picks be trash. Y'all know they do. So I don't know how I wouldn't personally I would not personally take a bad pick just because I'm afraid of our second round pick woes as of late. But I'm just gonna throw that out there. Y'all know we've been terrible going back to what? Ryan Anderson, second round picks have been trash. But hopefully, it could be better. So I'm happy for it, man. Best of luck to Tez. Y'all know I love Tez. And I'm going to go ahead and say that right here now. I'm going to go ahead and say this right now before it even happens. Tez is going to have a Preston Smith leap. Okay? Y'all remember Preston Smith here was always a high-pressure guy, rarely got home, but he was always around the quarterback. Never could put up the necessary stats. But soon as his first year in Green Bay, he had 13 and a half in Green Bay. That's what he gonna be in Chicago. That's what Tez is gonna be. Tez has always shown potential. He's always shown ability to get after the quarterback or get to the quarterback, but just never could finish. So I'm already knowing what Tez is gonna do in Chicago, man. I wish him the best of luck. Going into this season, I thought he was gonna be the one that we paid, and then Chase Young was gonna be the guy that we let go. But apparently, they had other plans. And if you ask me right now, I'm not mad that we decided to keep Chase Young. And again, who knows? We might ship off both of them, to be honest with you. But if we in fact keep Chase Young, I'm not mad about it, But it's now gonna be up to him. Like it's gonna now be Chase Young. You got no excuses, bro. This is you. This is your show now. Okay. We decided to keep you because you were the number 2 overall pick. We invested more into you, and clearly they apparently see more in him than they did Tez. I think age plays a factor in it too, because Chase Young is 24, Montez Sweat is already 27, so age plays a factor into it. And potentially Montez Sweat was going to be worth more than Chase Young right now. If you ask me, if we had to sit down and pay both of these guys right now and look at contracts for both of them, Montez Sweat would cost more. So I don't know if that also plays into a factor. But again, I'm not mad that we're keeping Chase Young if we in fact do. But I just don't know if he's going to actually be worth the contract that we potentially gonna have to pay him. Like I saw people talking about Max Crosby deal. He's not even a Max Crosby right now to me. Max Crosby's a dog. So if we're going to potentially pay Chase Young, what range would you guys leave in the comment section? What range would you guys be interested in paying him? Obviously, we know we can use the franchise tag, but is Chase Young even worth the franchise tag? Like, come on, let's keep it a buck. Because when you pay the franchise tag, you're paying them top of the, you're putting all the top salaries together in one to bring out that one franchise tag price. Is he even worth that franchise tag? So they probably could just be giving him an 8-game rental. An 8-game rental essentially to see what he'll be, if he's gonna be worth this worth a contract, or like I said before, they could potentially be trading both of them. Like, we're to the point, we're 3-5 right now, y'all, and the season's not over. But if you ask me, we play better without Chase Young. Like, last year, we was doing solid. Casey Toohill so far to me has been the best defensive end this season. Casey Toohill playing his heart out over there. I'm like, mess around. If we can get a 2nd-round pick for Montez Sweat, I'm already knowing, because Chase Young is still viewed highly around the league. If we can get a 2nd-round pick for Montez Sweat, I'm already knowing we could potentially get a 2nd, maybe also a 3rd for Chase Young too. We can kind of get a bulk for Chase Young potentially. So I'm like, look, I wouldn't mind moving both of them. I honestly wouldn't. I wouldn't. I could rock with Casey Toohill and F.A. Obata for the rest of the season. Maybe, call it. Look, this could be a blessing in disguise for KJ Henry. KJ Henry has been inactive all year long. Now you could call him up to the active roster, see what he got, what he can do. Where Andre Jones at? Like, these guys from preseason, it's their time. I think Washington should think about it. I really do. I know they probably going to end up keeping Chase Young, but I would think about trading both of them. I mean, look at the market right now. They are overpaying the mess out of these defensive linemen right now. I'm not saying Tez isn't going to be worth a 2nd-round pick, but what I am saying is, you look at the Leonard Williams. Leonard Williams ain't done nothing all year, and and Seattle gave up a 2nd and a 5th. That's a Chase Young trade right there. I think Chase Young is a 2nd and 5th right now, honestly, for the potential that he can be. I think Chase Young doesn't have that many moves and is set, but I also feel like coaching is another thing. If he goes to Pittsburgh, I'm already knowing he's going to be a dog. Y'all know Mike Tomlin been wanting him. So I would think about trading both of them. You still got Jacoby Brissett out there, who I think they need to trade Jacoby Brissett, because the Vikings, they are desperate right now. I know they're gonna roll with the young fella, but I would see what they want. Shout out to my man Protect Sports. He said, I saw that. You know what's crazy, Protect? When I saw Jaylen Johnson requested a trade, I said, we need to get on that. But then I was like, who am I kidding? We washed. We ain't gonna do nothing with that. But hey, look, give me Jaylen Johnson for Chase Young right now. I do it. Because then that allows you to potentially move on. I personally don't want to move on from Fuller. But if you have to, I'm not going to be mad for Jaylen Johnson. I would do it. And what I'm saying is, I would trade Chase Young for Jaylen Johnson, but then eventually that's going to push Kendall Fuller out next season. Obviously, KK Full going to be here for the rest of this year. But I'm saying that's going to allow you to not have to pay K Full after this year. Because then Jaylen Johnson won a new contract too. So you got some things you'll have to worry about too. But I'm not going to hold you. My dream, now I think about it, if this was how I would line it up, we could potentially trade for Jaylen Johnson, right? He the corner outside, BSJ, and then put Forbes in a slot, and then maybe have K-Fool and Cam Curl over top. Oh my God, that's nasty. That's K-Fool, because K-Fool plays safety in Kansas City. So K-Fool, you extend Curl. We already said we want to extend Curl. So we extend Curl, put them two over top, two of our smartest defensive players, and then you got BSJ and Jaylen Johnson on the outside with Forbes in the slot. Man, come on, man. That's come on. That's tough. But I would think about it, Leon. I would think about it. They both can roll, especially for the prices that they paying, that they're willing to give up. I would do it. Stupid trade, at least 2 picks for Tez. Or you saying for Chase? If you saying for Tez, I don't know if you were getting 2 picks for Tez. I don't know. If you saying for Chase, that's another steep ask. But I would be more understanding of 2 picks for Chase than Tez. Trade Chase for a 2nd and 5th round pick and Jaylen Johnson. I don't know if they're willing to give up that much. Tony P56, appreciate you for that super chat. Thank you so much, Tony P56. Ain't seen you in a while. Appreciate you. Hope it's all is well with you, my guy. He says Sweat play harder, but I'm cool with it. We have back. Yeah, exactly. That's why, and that's exactly why, Tony P, I said Chase. I mean, Tez is gonna go to Chicago and ball. I'm telling you. Chase is gonna turn to Preston Smith for Chicago. They're gonna have a because Tez has shown flashes. He's shown flash. But also why I think we should trade both, because look, you're giving these young guys an opportunity. Let's keep it like we're honestly, I feel like we're tied to their name. We're tied to Montez Sweat, the name. We're tied to Chase Young, the name. But if we look and we watch every Sunday, these guys don't bust a grape. Let's keep it a buck. They don't bust a grape unless it's Pugh, unless it's these bum left tackles, left guards. They don't bust a grape. So what's the difference from Chase Young, Montez Sweat, and KJ Henry, F.A. Obata? At least Casey Tuhill going to do it. Casey Tuhill may not be the most technical sound guy. May not have, but Casey Tuhill going to play his heart out. Casey Tuhill ain't going to give up. So I'm like, let's see what we got in these young fellas. Let's see what we got in Andre. Remember, Andre Jones was balling in the preseason. Let's see what we got in KJ Henry. And we're going to obviously use that second-round pick on potentially an edge rusher. I would look at a tackle. Because I think we're going to go left tackle in the first round, no question. And then I think second round, I will probably look at maybe a guard. Or maybe a right tackle too. I meant to say, because I keep forgetting Sam Cosmi switched to right guard. So we're gonna have to probably look at them two tackles. Because Charles Leno gone. You're not bringing back Charles Leno. And clearly, I mean, Andrew Wiley, he signed a 3-year contract, so he could still be here. But come on, bro. You know he been trash. So look at them. Maybe use them first 2-round picks on some tackles or something. Appreciate that. Angel Rojas. Thank you so much for the super sticker. Appreciate you. We said second round is basically a first round pick. And then think about it, guys. What we got to think about is this is the Bears. They're going to be trash for the rest of the season. So that second round pick is going to be basically a first round pick. It's going to be a high second round pick. And who's to say our new GM, our new front office don't try to... You remember how we got Montez Sweat, right? Remember we traded back into the first round. And maybe it's no need to necessarily trade back in the first round with this second round pick because it's going to be so high in the second round. But you never know. You never know what you could do. You could probably trade back into the, maybe 20. We're probably going to be 10, probably 11, 12, around that range where we typically all around. And then maybe you trade back into the first round to have another crack at the first round pick. But then again, it may not be no point because you're going to be so high into the second round that you'll be fine with that. You'll be fine with that. So again, I'm excited, man. I am that. I'm just glad we finally made a move. I am. When is the last time you made a move at the trade deadline? Clinton Dix? That the last time we made a move at the trade deadline? That's the last move I can remember. So I'm just happy we doing something. I'm hearing what I'm hearing is one, Antonio Gibson could be on the move. AG is another guy that I'm looking at like, hey, appreciate you, dog. Go be a baller somewhere. Go be a baller somewhere. Go be a baller. AG, his utilization here has decreased over the years. So go be a baller somewhere else. I can see AG balling out in Kansas City, turn to a full wide receiver. I can see him fitting right in the Miami. Even though I know they got A-Chain and Mostert. No, I can see him going somewhere. So get on that phone for AG. I wouldn't mind it either. More snaps for Chris Rodriguez. Get on that phone for Jacoby Brissett. We're probably going to keep Chase Young at this point, but see what they willing to give up for Chase Young too. See what they willing to give up for Chase Young too. I mean, I'm trying all I can do. I'm trying all I can do. I'm not gonna hold you. I'm trying all I can do because we need to recuperate as much draft capital as we can for this next regime. Bird Downing, appreciate you, BD, for super chatting this morning or this afternoon rather. Just turned PM. BD says they both play hard, but their technique, they technique suitcase is empty. I'm cool. Exactly. Yep. Exactly. I feel like Chase Young's technique is more so, empty than Tez. Tez is showing some kind of move, but they both just rush. I get what you're saying. They both just rush. They don't have no plan or nothing. And that's why Chase Young and these guys, they get pushed up the field. Do you see what Jordan Mailata did to Chase Young? Every play, Jordan Mailata was just pushing him up the field, because he ain't do no spin, he ain't do no swim, he ain't do nothing there. He was just rushing regular, and he was just getting pushed out the play, pushed out the play every time. So that's why I'm like, look, because think about it. What are we going to sign Chase Young to? What has Chase Young been worth so far? Shout out to Falcons fan forever. I thought y'all was gonna get Montez Sweat. Shout out to you. Appreciate you for coming through. Cause I like your channel, bro. Keep making videos, bro. Thank you so much, Falcons fan. And look, Falcons fan, y'all starting my boy Taylor Heineke. All right, I'm telling you, he's better than Desmond Ridder. Okay, he's not your franchise quarterback. And when Commanders fans, we can attest to this. We can help out Falcons fan. He's gonna win them some games this year. He's gonna lose y'all some games this year. But trust me, he's going to give y'all a better opportunity than Desmond Ridder. Desmond Ridder was not even a keeping y'all in games. He's not. Taylor Heineke is the better option, and I think y'all gonna be fine with him. Y'all gonna win some games. Y'all gonna lose some close ones. So shout out to you, Falcons fan. Appreciate you for coming through again. I thought y'all were gonna be in the mood for Montez Sweat, to be honest with you. But y'all made it. I think y'all picked up Street from the Eagles. So shout out to you. Good luck the rest of the way. Y'all definitely still in the NFC South. I'm not gonna be surprised if y'all win that division, because that division is terrible. Tony P 56, appreciate you for the super chat again, my guy. Thank you so much. He says Trade Kane featuring Brad's Fire Sale, AG, Wiley, Forbes, QB2. So they're not gonna trade Forbes. They're not gonna trade Forbes. They just spent the 16th overall pick on him, Tony P. They're not gonna trade for. I know he's been terrible, but y'all heard what Darryl Green said, right? Y'all heard what Darryl Green said? He said, give me 10 minutes with him, I could fix him. What are we waiting for? I would have, the minute he said that, and I got word of it, and I'm on the coaching staff, I'm dialing Darryl Green number right. Darryl Green said, give me 10 minutes with him, and I could fix him right up. That's not only a test to how good and how great a player of Darryl Green caliber is, but that just shows to show you how poor this coaching staff is. And obviously we see it. So imagine we're regular humans. All right. Most of us haven't made it to college, the pros. Maybe some people did, but most of us didn't. And we see how poor coach he is, or how poor he is at this moment. So imagine what a Darryl Green, an all-pro, of the best player in Washington's history. Imagine what he sees. That's probably why he said, "Give me 10 minutes with him." I would, if I'm Emmanuel Forbes, I don't even need no organization to take charge. I'ma do that. So they're not gonna trade Forbes, okay? I don't think nobody's gonna take Andrew Wiley's contract. Now, Andrew Wiley's contract isn't like abysmal, and it's not like crazy, but I don't know if anybody's gonna be willing to take on that contract. And he hasn't been good, so I don't think he'll be good anywhere else. But I would prefer, if we're not going to trade Wiley, start Cole Luke, please. Y'all saw how good the offensive line was last Sunday. Everybody's good. Revamp that. We basically revamped the whole offensive line. Now take Andrew Wiley out, please. I guarantee you, bro, Hassan Reddick was quiet the whole game. You put Cole Luke over there, he wouldn't have got that last one. Cole Luke is a dog. It should be Tyler Lawson, Chris Paul, who was a dog Sunday. He had some misplays, but CP3 was like that. And now Andrew Wiley. Take him out and put Cole Luke in there. Who else? AG, I agree. Yeah, I think we need to trade AG. I think AG is good, and I think he can go help a team that is ready to win right now. And his play and his utilization has been, totally declined here. So I think he needs to go elsewhere and get his talents used elsewhere. So I agree with that. And QB2, I also agree with that. Jacoby Brissett definitely need to go somewhere else. He can help out a team, and we can pretty much fleece a team. Give me a 5 for Jacoby Brissett. So appreciate that super chat, Tony P. Washington football fan, WGIL. Says, thanks for what you do. No, thank you all for tuning in. Without you all, I am nothing. We're all just fans of this team, wanting them to be successful. And unfortunately, we are not right now. But hopefully one day we will. The future's bright. We got a quarterback. we got ownership that's making moves. So I appreciate y'all, man. I really, really do, because again, without you all, I am literally nobody. Like, I mean, I'm still a nobody, but at least I have y'all. You know what I'm saying? So appreciate y'all, man. Thank you so much, man. You guys make this what this is. I don't. I'm just the one that talks. Y'all are the people that make it. Washington football fan and everybody else. Y'all are the ones that make it. So shout out to you all. Appreciate it. Clarence says I disagree. That's all good. You know what I'm saying? We all agree to disagree. He says I disagree. You can't lose AG and Samuel. Well, the reason why I would say we trade Clarence is because you're not going to re-sign Antonio Gibson. You're not. You can replace Antonio Gibson. So he's gone. He's a free agent next year. So you would rather trade Antonio Gibson to try to get something, maybe a 6, maybe a 5, opposed to just letting him walk in free agency and then you don't get anything, because he's not a first round pick. You only get compensatory picks when he's a first round. So you try to trade an AG because you can get something out of him opposed to just letting him walk. Okay, that's why I said do that. But again, if you disagree, that's fine. And Curtis Samuel, he's not going to go anywhere. He's not going to go anywhere. Because if y'all give up on Forbes, y'all will regret it. Definitely will regret it, because we invested a 16th overall pick in him. He only played 8 games. So if we give up on him, we're dumb. I don't care if you like him or not. Why would you trade your first round pick, and he's not even through his full year yet? Someone just commented on Twitter, Sean says, I don't think you guys realize how much of a mistake it was to pay Deron Payne. What are you talking about? What does he mean? What? He's been our best defensive lineman this whole year. I don't even reply to people on Twitter, but this is bad. I'm not gonna lie. This is bad. All right. Let's see. If y'all, let's continue to read the comment section. Comment everything y'all have. Again, if you're new in here, please subscribe, like, and comment. And I should have been putting it up here the whole time, but I forgot to put it back up there. If you guys don't know, Montez Sweat has been shipped off to the Bears for a 2nd round pick. Now let's get to the comment section and see what y'all are talking about. Make sure y'all follow me on Instagram too, y'all. I'm almost at 500 followers on Instagram. So if we could do that, give me the 500 followers. I know everybody in here not following me on Instagram. I know we can get to 500 followers. It's 144 of y'all in there. It take 2 seconds to go follow me on Instagram. 500, I can get there by the end of the day. Says let's move John Allen. John Allen, honestly, he doesn't want to get traded. He already said he doesn't want to get traded. But look, I'm not gonna hold you. J.A. isn't Deron Payne. Deron Payne is the only guy on this defensive line that's untouchable. And if I was to get, and it's not going to happen. Jonathan Allen is the face of this franchise as far as like when you think of anything public when it comes to this team, who do they put out there? Jonathan Allen. Like he's the guy that people think of about this franchise. Him and Terry McLaurin. They're not going anywhere. But if they pull the trigger, I'm not, because we can look what I just told you. Okay. Leonard Williams just got traded for a 2nd and a 5th. Montez Sweat just got traded for a 2nd. You telling me the way these people are overpaying for defensive linemen, and I'm not talking specifically for Tez, more so Leonard Williams, you telling me we can't get a 1st round pick for J.A.? Even though we know J.A. probably, I don't know if it's some of y'all may not feel like he's worth a 1st round pick or not, but he's probably not. But we could get a 1st round pick for Jonathan Allen at this rate. But we're not going to trade him. We're not. So it don't even matter. So yeah, they're not going to trade J.A. Mr. Attitude. Sub to yes, sir. You already know. Yes, sir. Appreciate that, Donnell. My Cowboys fan up in here. Shout out to DJ, man. DJ. All right, Eli says, what do you want as a new GM after this season, assuming Hurst fires Ron and Mayhew? So if I'm the GM coming in, first thing I'm doing as a general manager coming into this team is, first of all, I'm gonna look at my roster. Okay, I'm gonna get rid of the fat. I'm gonna trade off the fat. Okay, so the Antonio Gibsons. I don't know how I feel about. I love Curtis, right? I love Curtis, but am I willing to pay Curtis Samuel when I can go in the draft and get me a speedster gadget guy in the 3rd round? So I'm probably not gonna resign Curtis. All right. Let's see, who else would I get rid of? I mean, by that time, this is me personally, y'all. So y'all asking me personally. I don't know. It depends if Chase Young finishes this season up strong. I don't know if I'm paying Chase Young. I don't know. I don't know. Okay. I may look at that franchise tag and be like, okay, with that I don't even know if Chase Young's worth the franchise tag right now. That's the thing. I don't even know if he's worth the franchise tag right now. Again, people keep saying Chase Young is in the Max Crosby market. Max Crosby blows him out the water right now. So I don't even know if he's worth that. So if I'm coming in as a GM, it depends how Chase Young finishes up the season. If he finishes up this season, where's he at right now? 3 sacks, maybe? If he finishes up this season with 8.5, okay, and he taking and he finished the season strong. Let me see what Chase Young got right now stat wise. If he finishes up with 8.5, I may franchise tag him. I probably because think about it. We were going to franchise tag one of these edge. Who else are you going to franchise tag? You're not franchise tagging Cam. You're extending Cam. I'm extending Cam Curl. Okay. You got 1 more year with Juice? I think you got 1 more year with Juice because he was in that 2021 class. So hold on, because he a 3rd round pick, so he might not have 1 more. This might be his last year. Hold on, because if you gotta pay Juice, I'm paying Juice. I don't think so. I think he got 1 more year though. But let me check. I'm paying Juice. If you K4 is another one that I'm potentially paying. Again, I say they talking about trade Chase Young to the Bears for Jaylen Johnson. If we did that, even though we don't have the balls to, we're not Howie Roseman and the Eagles. But if we had the balls to trade Chase Young to the Bears for Jaylen Johnson, you could then have Jaylen Johnson. But Jaylen Johnson's gonna want new money too, though, y'all. That's another thing. Jaylen Johnson's gonna want new money too. So you're gonna have to pay him. So not only are you gonna have to trade Chase Young, but you're gonna have to pay Jaylen Johnson. But that could be worked out. So I don't know if as the GM I would. So I'm gonna pay Cam. I'm gonna potentially pay K4 because K4. I think some of y'all underrate how good K4 is, bro. I don't know if some of y'all underrate K4, package Percy and Danny for a pit or DB. I don't know if I don't understand. I don't think some of y'all understand how good K Fuller is mentally. Like Kendall Fuller is one of the smartest football players I've ever seen in my life. When it comes to broken up, when it comes to the smallest thing like tackling, bro, K4 does it right. Like y'all just gotta watch Kendall Fuller. I know some of y'all do not like him, but bro, I would think about extending K4, okay? For when Forbes is acting like Forbes. Oh, package up Percy, yeah, package up Percy. Percy Butler, bro. Who's gonna want them though? That's the thing. Who's gonna want Percy Butler and Danny Johnson? Those guys on other people's roster, Danny Johnson can play in this league, but really, let's be for real. Those guys are special teams guys, for real. I don't know who's gonna be willing to give up anything for them. I don't even know if people are gonna be willing enough to give up a 7 for a 6 for them guys. Maybe, but I don't know. But yeah, so if I'm the GM, I'm letting go of not Forbes, Gibson, Curtis Samuel. That's gonna hurt, but Kirko gonna go because I don't know if I'm gonna be willing to pay him and what he's gonna be wanting. Then I'm gonna extend Curl, depending on how Chase Young finishes this season. Going to potentially franchise tag. I don't even know if the way, unless he goes on a tip, unless he goes on finish the season somehow with like 12, 13 and a half, then I pay him. But like if it's 8.5, I'm gonna franchise tag him. So that 21 season, that 22 season, that 20. Yeah, so Juice got 1 more year left. He good. We ain't gonna pay Juice this offseason. All right, so Danny ready now. Percy got potential. I can see a 5th. I mean, if we get a 5th, that's a fleece. We get a 5th for him, that's a fleece. And then you trade Jacoby Brissett to the Vikings because Jacoby Brissett, just because Kirk Cousins just tore the ACL. Oh, yeah. For all the people that hate Kirk Cousins, this Washington fans in here, so Washington that hated Kirk Cousins, Vikings fans that hate Kirk Cousins, y'all gonna realize how good Kirk Cousins really was. Watch the Vikings now. Everybody that hated Kirk Cousins is gonna realize how good Kirk was, man. Kirk never put you over the top, but Kirk is a good quarterback, man. He's a good quarterback, and the Vikings are gonna wish that they treated him right. They wish they treated him right, and that, I'm talking about Washington fans too, because so many Washington fans wanted Kirk Cousins out of town back in 2016, 17. Y'all wanted him gone bad, and look where we've been. Now we got Sam Howell, so we finally got our guy. But look how long ago that was. Look how long that took us to finally get a guy. We haven't had a guy before Sam Howell since Kirk Cousins. So I had to get that all. Speedy recovery to Kirk, man. I hate it. Kirk never got hurt. Kirk never got hurt in any tears his Achilles. So you send Jacoby Brissett to Minnesota, because you got to think for Minnesota, this was Kirk Cousins last year, and he's coming off of a torn Achilles. He's a 34-year-old quarterback. So Minnesota, they're not going to pay. I don't think they're going to extend Kirk Cousins. They may do it, but I don't think they're going to. So I would probably trade for Jacoby Brissett because it's a hit or miss with Jacoby. More likely than not, Jacoby Brissett is going to come in and probably win you 3 games more. Maybe win you 3 games, or it may be a chance that he's just trash. And you're picking top in the draft class, and you can get Caleb Williams or somebody like that, or Drake May. But what I think, that same philosophy, I think Minnesota's going to have with their guy Jaron Hall, or Jaron, whatever his name is, Jaron Hall, Jaron Reed, whatever his name is. That's the same mentality they got. They're like, look, we're not going to trade him for nobody, because if we're bad, we're going to be bad enough to pick one of these top quarterbacks. That's what Minnesota's probably thinking. So I don't know if Jacoby gets moved, but I would look to do it. Yeah, Cousins was good. He just couldn't play in the clutch games. I like Cousins. I miss Cousins' QB situation. I would trade Fuller. Start Forbes. It's not like we're doing anything in the playoffs. Might as well see what you can get. I wouldn't trade K Full. I wouldn't. If anything, just don't resign Kendall Fuller. But I want to resign him. Kendall Fuller's only 28. Sign him to another 3-year deal. You sign him to a 4-year deal. Sign him to maybe a 3-year deal. Let him play corner for the rest of this year, maybe next year, and then half of next year, going into his last year, he goes to safety. K Full still can play. No dual for 6. What, Jacoby? Jacoby said it's set for the Vikings as a 7-round pick. Cut Samuel. I'd rather keep working with De'Ami Brown, to be honest. Y'all saw what De'Ami said. De'Ami checked out. He checked out. I don't. You know what I'm saying? He checked out. So I don't know. I would rather work with De'Ami, but I don't even know if they want to. Resign Fuller. I agree. Buy Gibson. Yeah, send AG to like Miami, Kansas City, somewhere where they could use them. At least the Capitals are starting to win. Maybe they're the best team in DC right now. Wizards and Commanders are dumpster fires. Nationals aren't good either. If I had to do a ranking order for DC sports, I would probably put the Commanders 2. I don't think the Commanders are necessarily a dumpster fire because we have talent. It's just the coaching. The Nationals are on their way back up. They got some young talent. This past season was actually encouraging. So if I had to rank it, I don't know. The Capitals season just starting, so can't really rank those yet. But the bottom, I would put Wizards and then Washington. Dang. Nationals got to be third. Nationals third, because I'm putting the Commanders second. And that's not really saying much. DC Sports is terrible, but that's not really saying much. But yeah, De'Ami want to leave. I mean, De'Ami made subliminal tweets. He said, what did he say? He said, I'm tired of this or something like that. Something where he said, I'm done with it. Something crazy. So, I mean, De'Ami, yeah. What do you mean De'Ami checked out? He's saying on Twitter some crazy stuff. So he obviously upset. And I mean, how could you blame him? How could you blame? I'm gonna see if I can pull it up on Twitter. I'm gonna show y'all. Let me look for it. How could you blame him though? He's not getting the opportunities. And then anytime he gets the opportunities, he's either getting overthrown or he's not putting in enough effort. His opportunities are. But then again, I'm not even mad. Because JC Ice has been cooking. I want to resign JC Ice. As Luigi calls. I want to resign Jaylen Crowder. Not Jaylen. God dang. Who am I thinking of? I'm thinking of the basketball player when I think of Jamison Crowder. Who am I thinking of? Crowder from the NBA. Let me see what De'Ami said, bro, so I can see. But he said, like, I checked out or something like that. Something crazy. I gotta find it. Let's see. So you can cry and check out LOL Soft. I mean, that's how some of these guys are. You really think they're going to pay Chase next year? I think the new regime, there's a strong chance that the new regime doesn't pay Chase Young because they don't know. It depends on how the season ends. It really does. He has no excuses now. I mean, he didn't have no excuses before, but now this is his show. No more Tez. This is his show. And you want to know what's crazy? It would not surprise me if he goes out versus the Patriots and do good. Because who's on their O-line? Why the Bears out of all teams? I mean, look, we don't care. We don't care because we no longer going to use Tez. So I'm happy when he went to the Bears because the Bears going to be trash. So that means our second round pick is going to be high. Do you want Bieniemy to take over for Rivera if Harris lets Ron finish out the season, then move on from him? So this is where I'm sitting with Eric Bieniemy right now. Good question, Eli. So right now, this is where I'm at. EB has not proved enough to me to be the head coach. But what we got to realize is EB signed a 2-year contract, and most of us assumed that he was going to be so good that other teams are going to come knocking on the door for EB as their head coach. But nobody's going to do that right now. Unless EB takes us to the Super Bowl this year, they're not going to do anything like that. So EB signed a 2-year deal, so he's going to more likely not have an opportunity to be back here next year. So what I would personally do right now, this could change by the end of the season. By the end of the season, EB could be so good. And I'm like, all right, EB could be our head coach. But right now, I would hire a head coach, whether that's Ben Johnson, offensive-minded head coach, whether that's Ben Johnson, whoever. And then I would potentially bring EB back as the offensive coordinator because I don't want Sam Howell having to learn a third offense in 3 years. Now, I know that's the possibility, and more likely that's the high chance, unfortunately. But I would rather deal with EB again just for Sam's sake because he's so good in this offense, even though he got him dropping back 50 million times. He's so good in this offense that I would rather deal with him for – because think about it. If you deal with EB for 1 more year as the offensive coordinator and then he's still on that same ish next year, then you can let him go. It's a difference if you hire EB as the head coach because now it's his show. But if you hire EB or if you keep EB as the offensive coordinator, because again, he signed a 2-year deal, and then you get a new coach next year, you can move on from EB next year if he's still on the same BS. Because think about it, guys, we dealt with Scott Turner for 3 years. We could deal with EB for 2 years. And EB is not terrible. EB is not. The thing with EB is his inconsistency. If he can consistently call games how he did in that Philly game and add a little bit of, like, I'm not even asking EB to run the ball a lot, but if he can just sprinkle in his running game just a tad, we'll be fine. And get smarter on short down distances. No more empty sets on 4th and 1. Okay? You got Brian Robinson. So I think EB has been solid this year, and I think he's done enough to warrant another he's almost done enough to warrant another year. But as far as head coach right now, I don't know if I would give him head coach. But again, he signed a 2-year deal, guys. So whoever we hire as head coach next year could come in and see what he did with Sam Howell and keep him. Or he can get rid of him. But right now, I think I'm sitting at the hire your head coach, let EB be the offensive coordinator with the new guy if he chooses to keep him, and for Sam Howell. Because I don't want Sam Howell. And I think Sam Howell's smart. I think he's capable enough of learning a third system in 3 years. But it's like this is the same thing we've done with Turi. Like, they have to constantly learn new things that they can't build no camaraderie. Every year it's change. So I don't want that with quarterback. I want my quarterback to be as comfortable as possible. So I'm willing to bite the bait with dealing with EB for 1 more year. Because EB has not been terrible. Like, I don't want to make it seem like he's been trash. He hasn't been trash. He's been light years better than Scott Turner, but at times he's shown Scott Turner ish too. With his situational awareness and with his inconsistencies. Okay. So, yeah. What has Ben Johnson done? So what Ben Johnson has done, he has like last year. Last year he's been more prolific. This year, they look good. Yes, they just can't compete in the red zone. They can't compete in the red zone. Now that's another thing that we got to take in consideration. EB, his red zone offense is amazing. So for everybody that's screaming out Ben Johnson, and the reason why I'm screaming out Ben Johnson is because that's the only guy that I know that's really going to be available at this current moment. That's offensive minded. Unless you go in a college game, that's the only guy that I know that's in the pros right now. That's really clamoring for your offensive minded wise. So that's why I'm personally calling out for him. I got to do my homework on some other guys offensively. That's worthy of a job. But you got him. Should Kyle Shanahan be brought back as the? Kyle Smith. I said Kyle Shanahan. Kyle Smith. Look, I like Kyle Smith, but I think he's not gonna come back here. I think he's gonna be perfectly fine. His Atlanta job. He's probably gonna eventually become the GM in Atlanta at some point, if he's not already there. I think he's the president or something. BD, appreciate you for the super chat. Miami's offensive coordinators too. That's a good one. I don't know his name. Appreciate you. Bird down and says we need to beef up this O-line and bring them hogs back. I would love that. Again, Tyler Lawson isn't your future, right? But Chris Paul could be your future left guard. You don't gotta pay Sadiq Charles. Sadiq Charles is another guy that gotta get paid. This injury probably put an end to that. So Chris Paul looked good, but now you need a center. Ricky Stromberg, what is he? Can he do that? Ricky Stromberg hurt, and I'm hearing that it's a knee injury. So I don't know if Ricky Stromberg can be the center next year. So you got to find your center, and you got to find your left tackle, and you got to find your right tackle, in my opinion. I know Wiley got signed 3 year deal, but Wiley's been terrible. Let's see. I guess Jaylen Johnson wasn't available. So what are they saying? Jaylen Johnson not available? Like they saying that he's not requesting a trade anymore or something? Why you say that? Let's see. Harbaugh is another name. But y'all really think, bro, how many years in a row have we thought John Harbaugh or Jim Harbaugh was gonna leave leave Michigan? How many years we thought that? And he hasn't done it. Y'all really think he's gonna leave? If Michigan doesn't win the Natty this year, maybe, but I doubt it. I doubt it. But Jim Harbaugh's a name to watch. I mean, but do we want older guys? I want some young guys. Harbaugh is what, 60? I want some young blood, man. You feel me? I don't want older guy. We already did that with Jim Harbaugh will be 60 by the time he's available for next year. Nah, I'm cool. We should have kept GM Scott McClellan, Deion Sanders. Deion Sanders not coming to the NFL, bro. He's not coming to the NFL. Ben Johnson, offensive coordinator from the Lions. Let's do that. Why shouldn't? Let's look up some potential head coaching candidates. Let's look it up. While we're at it. I feel like we're going to be back here. I really do. I feel like we're going to be back here today. I don't think we're done. I don't. I really don't think we're done. I think we're going to see some more moves made, and y'all know your boy Juan Gotti's going to be covered on the spot. So we got offensive coaching. You got Frank Smith. That's the Dolphins offensive coordinator, Frank Smith. You got Ken Dorsey. I don't really rock with Ken Dorsey like that. Brian Callahan from the Bengals, offensive coordinator. That's the son of Bill Callahan too, by the way, Brian Callahan. So that could be full circle. Press Taylor, Kellen Moore. Who wants Kellen Moore as their head coach? Kellen Moore's not terrible, but Kellen Moore, bro. It's Kellen Moore we're talking about here. Let's bring Joe Gibbs back. Joe Gibbs, man. Nah. even 35th overall doesn't replace Montez. Let's be real, especially with our history second round picks. LOL. I said at the top of the show. I said our second round picks has been bad, but again, like I said before, you can't let past trauma hurt you from potential paradise, and you never know. These second round gems nowadays could be something. Tez was good, but I mean, you never know. Tez wasn't like lights out. You feel me? So you can't really say that 35 overall pick isn't gonna replace Tez because Tez wasn't like game wrecking. He was cool. Just having fun with what is going on with our QB coach. But Tavita Pritchard, that I don't know. That's another guy that you could look at to be the offensive coordinator. If EB takes head coaching job here next year, Tavita Pritchard's probably gonna be the offensive coordinator. What do you say? I'm willing to trade Chase Young to the Bears for their other second. Oh, they got another second. Shoot, I mean, I do that. I do that. I ain't gonna lie, but I don't think they'll go. I think they're gonna pay Chase Young. I think they're gonna pay him. I think they're gonna pay Chase Young. I don't know if he's even worthy of that in my opinion right now, but we'll see. Chase and Young couldn't play off each other. Chase and Montez couldn't play off each other. Maybe that'll be the case. Maybe Chase Young, as much as they are cool with each other, they look like they was homies. Maybe they couldn't play with each other. You know what I'm saying? Maybe that is true. Maybe now Chase Young, now that he got the show back to himself, not back because now it's not like he did have it to himself at any point. But now that he got the show to himself, maybe he'll rock out. Montez Sweat was held back by coaching, not talent. True. G-Man, I don't know if you just now coming in, but I said next year, Ched's going to go for 13.5. He's going to have that Preston Smith kind of leap. A guy that was solid here, and then now he's going to go to Green Bay and dog, or Chicago and dog. Sound like Chase Young might be gone shortly too. Okay, Doggone, what you heard? Is there anything going on Twitter? Let me put me. I should have Twitter on standby. I was just on Twitter, but hold on, it might have been some new stuff that dropped. What's going on? Chase Young going short again. I'm not surprised that happens either. Honestly, I would like to have that happen if that's the case. Commanders are still taking trade calls for Chase Young. Oh, okay. Teams are reaching out to the Patriots for Zeke. Okay, so Ian Rappaport says sources, the Commanders may not be done. They are now taking calls for former number 2 overall pick Chase Young. Could they trade both Montez Sweat and Chase Young? Potentially. Make sure you guys comment. Hey, look, whatever trade we do, whether it's Chase Young or not, we're gonna be back. And I'm liking this live stuff because it allows me to. It allows y'all to immediately reply. I don't gotta upload the video and then y'all reply. Y'all reply right there. So we may not go live for Antonio Gibson or anybody, but if Chase Young gets traded to, we may go live again. It may even happen live on air right now. But comment. I'm gonna read y'all comments now. Again, if you guys are new, comment, subscribe to the channel. If you guys got Instagram, follow me over there. One Guy Talking Sports is free. And Montez Sweat has been traded to the Bears for a second round pick. Word on the street: Washington Commanders are not done fielding. They're now filling callers for Chase Young. Wait, what did I say? What did I say? I don't even know what I said. Yes, let's get all the picks. Hey, I'm not mad at it, especially if like I said, Leonard Williams got traded for a second and fifth. Bears fan, I'm happy. Hey, shout out to you, Bears fan. Hey, look, Bears fan, if y'all could coach up Montez Sweat right, y'all got a dog. Y'all got a dog. He got potential to be 13.5. It's just here he was never really able to reach his potential. So if y'all got a good defensive line coach, somebody that could coach him up to get to his potential, y'all got a dog. Why not trade John Allen? John Allen signed a contract here, and he's pretty much the face of this franchise. As far as like public appearances and first name you think of when you think of Washington this now is Jonathan Allen, Terry McLaurin. So they're not gonna trade JA. I know JA's kind of been disappointing, but I wouldn't. They're not gonna trade. I wouldn't trade Chase Young. I mean, look, if you don't trade Chase Young, he probably is not gonna resign here in Washington. He says he loves Washington, but Brandon Sheriff said he loved Washington too. And look how that happened. If you don't trade Chase Young, are you going to be willing to pay him the franchise tag minimum? Because for me, this is how I'm looking at it. Depending on how Chase Young finishes the season is going to depend upon how much I pay him, if I do pay him at all. If he finishes the season 8.5, I'm franchise tagging him. If he finishes this season 13, if he goes crazy, like if he just somehow goes on a tear, all right, I'm paying him. I'm giving him the contract, long-term contract. If he goes on the trajectory that he's been on right now, where let me look at his stats right quick. I was supposed to do this earlier, but I forgot. Let me look at Chase Young's stats right now. Chase Young he got 5.5. What? It doesn't even feel like Chase Young got 5 sacks, but he got 5 sacks. If Chase Young finishes this season with 12.5, 13, like if he goes on a 10, 11.5, I'm paying him like a multi-year deal. But if he finishes with 8, now that he has 5 sacks, because I thought he had like 3. Now that he has 5 sacks, if he finishes with 8 sacks, that means he only got 3 more sacks in 8 games, 9 games left. That's pretty bad. So I would franchise tag him. But if he stands pat at 5, 6, and he's pretty non-existent, I'm not paying him. I'm not paying him. And if they decide to move him today, I'm not mad at that. I'm not mad at that if we decide to move him today. Because then that allows us to look at what we got in KJ Henry, who we drafted. Andre Jones. Casey Tuhill is a guy that, honestly, I would not mind bringing back as a backup. You get those second-round picks for Montez Sweat and Chase Young if you do, because I think you're going to get a lot more for Chase Young than Montez Sweat. So if you get more for Chase Young, you then can not only draft a defensive end to replace both of those guys, but you could potentially draft you a left and right tackle. Because I think we're going to draft a left tackle in the first round this year. And I think if you have a second-round pick, multiple, you can draft the right tackle. And then you don't have to worry about freaking Andrew Wiley. Even though you just pay Andrew Wiley, he doesn't have to be here. He doesn't. Think we still got Shaka Tony? I might keep on Shaka Tony. I ain't gonna lie, G man. I don't care about no Shaka Tony ain't do nothing. And then on top of that, man, I forgot about him. I ain't gonna lie. My man was batting. Forgot about him. I don't know if you trade Chase. That's another hole you might have to fill. It's gonna be another hole that you might have to fill regardless. Because if you don't trade him, it's not a guarantee that you resign him. It's not a guarantee that he wants to stay here. And yeah, you can get a compensatory pick for Chase Young, but then you have to wait for that. You could trade him right now. And you saw what Leonard Williams, what the Giants got for Leonard Williams. I'm already know if you can get more than that for Chase Young. I don't like Chase Young, but he has improved a lot this year. He's cool. He still gets shut down by good linemen. He takes advantages of Justin Pugh's and bad backups. But when he see Joey Mailata, when he see these good tackles and guards, he gets shut down. He's been okay, but he ain't been like nothing worthy of a contract extension. I wouldn't just jump to Trey and Chase right now, but I also wouldn't care if we did for real. Like that's kind of where I'm at. I'm where if we don't trade him, all right, Chase, it's your squad, cuz. It's your squad. Now go. No more tears. This you. This your show. Show me what you got. If we do trade him, we got to get no worse than a second. Probably multiple picks. And I'm like, cool. Let's rock out. I'm also to the point where I'm like, do I really want to pay Chase Young money? He hasn't really done nothing. Chase Young's having it, and that's what's crazy about it. People are saying he's having his best season, but he's been inconsistent. What he had 3 sacks, bro. He had 3 sacks in the Giants game, and I would say only one of them was like one where he just dogged someone. Other than that, they were like sacks that he ran into. So if you take out those 3 sacks in that one game, he's only had 2 sacks. And again, this is coming from a guy that's realistic. Like, I don't hate Chase Young, but I'm not like clamoring for him or anything. Like, he's just cool. Like, he's okay. But if you got an opportunity to move him for some good stuff, you got to do that. Josh Hurst has been busy trading James Harden, working his first trade deadline in Washington. Is it him? Is it him or is it JDR being an idiot? I think it's both. Chase Young doesn't have no moves. That's on him. Jack Del Rio not putting him in the best position to be successful. It's both of them. It's both of them. But just trade everybody unless the new staff build the team the right way. You can't trade everybody. You got to have some type of some guys. You can't just trade everybody. Magic Johnson is the new PR face of us. John Allen can go. Magic Johnson can't suit up and play. You know, JA hasn't been the best, but you already paid him. Who's going to be worthy? Who wants to take on that contract? And for the people that are down on Jonathan Allen right now, imagine life without him. The grass is not always green on the other side for the people that do not like Jonathan Allen. Trust me. I loved Chris Baker. I loved Terrence Lane, pot roast. Bro, we move on from Jonathan Allen, it's going to be like Ziggy Hood in the middle again. Because we don't know what Fedarian Mathis is. Fedarian Mathis, he recovered a fumble. We don't know what he is. Like, a lot of people don't like Allen no more. But, bro, it's not always green on the other side. And you already paid him. Too late. If you didn't want him, you shouldn't have paid him. Payne isn't the only ball on this defense. Is the only ball on this defense. Defensive line or defense in general? Because if you're talking about defense in general, I beg to differ. Cam Curl, Kendall Fuller, BSJ, that's probably it. Payne, Curl, BSJ. Am I forgetting somebody? D-line? Okay, D-line. If you're saying D-line, then I'm not mad at you for that. Because I don't disagree with that. I don't disagree with that take. If that's how you feel. I don't disagree with that take at all. I really don't. We need to do something about these DBs. I mean, look, bro. Look, I'm keeping it a buck with you. We can do something about the DBs, but then again, bro, it's also AJ Brown. Like, I feel like a lot of us are also forgetting that is freaking AJ Brown, bro, and DJ Moore. Like, well, then I gotta take that back because Jalen Hyatt tore us a new one. I mean, yeah, we gotta do something about these DBs. Do something about these DBs, man. I tried to make some type of but they always turn us a new one. And really, I think when it comes to DBs, it's more so the defensive coordinator. I think our DBs have talent. Kendall Fuller, Chase Young, Kendall Fuller and BSJ can hold it down. But it's just our play caller. Deron makes plays every game. True that. Who made the fumble? Who caused the fumble on the tush push? Was it Payne? Or was it why was it Kendall Fuller? Who Who called the? Who caused the? I forgot who caused the fumble on the tush push. Y'all gotta relax too. It's still a lot of season left. That is true, but Gurry, the thing about it, the reason why a lot of fans are pissed is more so of the games we lost and how we lost. Yeah, it's a lot of season left, but how do you expect to win or feel confident that it could happen if you're losing to Chicago, you're losing to New York? Not that you lose the, excuse me, not that you lost to Philly, but how you lost to Philly. You should have won both of those games. So yeah, it's a lot of season left, but for the people that are down about it, come on, I'm not mad at them for that. Not at all. We'll win the next 3 games and be back in a hunt. I wouldn't sell off everybody. I wouldn't sell off everybody either, but I mean, we said that about this 3-game stretch. We said that about this 3-game stretch. This 3-game stretch, we thought we was gonna be in the mix because you had Philly, you had New York, you had Atlanta, and these 3 games are supposed to be the games that we got hot. Right now, we supposed to be 4-3, 5-3. So you supposed to be 6-3 or whatever, 5-3. But I mean, now you look at our upcoming schedule. I think we could beat New England, but that's in Foxborough. You got Seattle. That's not going to be easy. They at the top of the NFC West. So for people that think that game's going to be easy and count that as a win, you're sadly mistaken. They're at the top of the NFC West, 5-2. So that's not a guarantee. But I'm not afraid of them. So you back to 500 if you beat Seattle and New England. Then you got the Giants again. This right here, you have to win. You're 0-3 in the division right now. You can't ill afford to go 0-4. And it's not that the division matters anymore, because I mean, they don't. The Eagles are run away with the division. The only team that got a chance at the division is the Cowboys. But 4-5 if you win this Sunday, 5-5 Seattle, 6-5 Giants, and then that sets up a showdown on Thanksgiving with the Cowboys. So these next 4 games literally makes our season. We cannot go no worse. 1, 2, 3. We can't go no worse than 3-1. I can't take 2. Literally, you can, because you're gonna be, if you win these 2, you're 4-5. No, you can't, because you're 4-5 if you win. Let's say you win New England and Seattle, you're 4-5. Then you lose to Giants and Cowboys. You're 4-7. At 4-7, you're done. So you have to win. You cannot. You're only 4-5, 5-5, 6-5. And let's say you unfortunately lose to Dallas. Hopefully not. You're 6-6. Okay, you're not dead at 6-6. You're not dead. You still got a chance. But you really are pulling to go 4-0 in this stretch. So then you could be 7-5. So this next 4-game stretch that we have is literally our season. Y'all tripping. This has been the most unpredictable season I've seen, and that's all around the league. We can't lose any more games besides one. That's it, man. We gonna lose to some team, and one is already Miami. We actually should be 5-2, but we just can't seem to get it done. Yeah, but as they say, ifs, ands, and buts. Everybody always says that. Let's see. We're gonna take a few more comments, then we're gonna get out of here. And another blockbuster trade could be on the horizon. And if Chase Young gets traded, we're probably gonna go back. We're gonna go live again. If not, we're gonna make a video. We're gonna take a few more comments, see what y'all gotta say, and then we're gonna get out of here. Our schedule is gonna dog walk us second half this year. We are Salas champ. We need to tank. No more mid seasons. Give it up. Uptown. Uptown Georgia Ave. What would we be tanking for? A left tackle? We're not tanking. We're not tanking for a quarterback. We got our quarterback. Well, at least I think we do, Sam Howell. So if we tank, what are we tanking for? Maybe you get that. Maybe you get them. And we already won 3 games. I don't think Carolina or AZ is gonna win. We're gonna win more than 3 games this year. Trust me. So we're probably gonna finish around that 7 range. So you're not gonna be in no sweepstakes to get no top quarterback, and you don't need to because you have Sam Howell, and you're at 7 wins, so that probably puts you around that 12 to maybe 18 range. So you're not going to be able to trade for. You're not going to be able to trade up for anything, and you may be able to get a left tackle at 12. You may have to trade up. So I mean, we can't really tank. We can, but what would it be? What would it be for? We're tanking for a first round offensive lineman. Maybe tank, and maybe you want to tank and then trigger like maybe what Chicago did. They traded out of the first round pick because they had their quarterback. Maybe we do that, but I don't want to tank. I don't. I never in my life wanted to tank. I never can get with purposely wanting to lose. I honestly I can't. Purposely wanting, even at 3-13 year, I didn't want to purposely lose. It just got to a point where we were just losing because we bad. Tanking made the Lions good? Nah. Tanking didn't make the Lions good. Coaching made the Lions good. They didn't tank. The Lions didn't tank. They had one bad year with Dan Campbell. That was his first year. Second year, they went 7-9. Third year, they're 6-2. So the Lions did not tank. They were just bad. Sean White's in the class crying right now. Nah, that's all good. No need to cry, man. The Lions tanked. They traded Stafford. They got Jared Goff back. What are you talking about? They didn't tank. They did not tank. They just were not good that first year of Dan Campbell. Then they were on the cusp of making the playoffs last year, and now they're 6-2. They did not tank. They did it right. Brad Holmes, Dan Campbell, they did it right. They did not tank. They did not tank. The Lions were bad for like 10 years. Tanking does not take 10 years. If you're planning on tanking, you do it 1 year. The Lions were just bad. They weren't losing on purpose. They just were bad. They weren't tanking. They just sucked. And when they finally got a good coach, you see what happened. In 2021, the Lions were 3-13. 2020, their Lions were 5-11. 2019, the Lions were 3-12. 2018, the Lions were 6-10. 2017, the Lions were 9-7. 2016, the Lions were 9-7. 2015, the Lions were 7-9. Where were they tanking at, bro? Where were they tanking at? They weren't tanking. They just were bad. And what I just read you off was their last years. They only had like 3-12 seasons, and they just were bad. They weren't losing on purpose. They had a 3-13 year, the first year under Dan Campbell. Got Aiden Hutchinson. Or was that last year? They got 3-13 their first year. Second year, 7-9. Now this year they're ready to win. That's how you do it. They did not tank. They just were bad. And they rebuilt it in 3 years. We're in year 4, still talking about tanking. What you mean Washington's been tanking? Do you know what tanking is, bro? Beast Mode, do you know what tanking is? We're not tanking right now, bro. We're not. Who's the best linebacker in the upcoming draft? I got you right now. I don't do my draft looking to after the season. But I can look it up for you though. So the Giants tanking? No. They just suck. We are tanking. We just try to beat Philly. I'm confused, Beast Mode. I ain't gonna lie. I'm trying to help you out, buddy. But I mean, think what you want, my guy. Everybody got their own opinion. I ain't gonna fault you for it. Ain't no hard feelings. Everybody entitled to their own opinion. Give me Jim Harbaugh. Uptown. I personally wouldn't want Jim Harbaugh because he's 60 years old and we're getting rid of a 60-year-old guy. I want a young guy. Now that's not to say Jim Harbaugh can adapt to this day and age, but I personally would want a young guy. I'm not gonna lie. Giants just trash, honestly, but what that makes us, right? They're trash and they beat us. So what that make us? Y'all really think this team ain't tanking? Bro, if we were tanking, why would we be competitive in these games? If we were tanking is purposely losing. If we were purposely losing, don't you think we would be getting blown out? 2, don't you think some of these guys with how social media works nowadays, don't you think some of these guys would literally we would have known by now? One of these guys would have outed it by now. Nobody just wants to show up and lose. I don't care how much money these guys make, bro. Nobody just purposely wants to lose, bro. Let's see. Jim Harbaugh says he's not leaving college football anymore. I'm pretty sure. Yeah, and in the last couple years, they've been talking about him and NFL rankings and could he come to the NFL? But every year he doesn't come. So right now, the best linebackers on the board for the 2024 NFL draft are Dallas Turner. He's an edge rusher, I think. Burt Carter. Jeremiah Trotter Jr. Why does Jeremiah Trotter sound familiar? Jeremiah Trotter. Is he a basketball player? Why does Jeremiah Trotter sound familiar? Jeremiah Trotter. Like, he's a football player. Why does he sound familiar? Oh, he played for the Eagles. That's probably why he sounds familiar. Jeremiah Trotter. Okay. All right. So I'm going to get out of here, y'all. Appreciate y'all for rocking with me. Love each and every one of you guys. Again, this is a place that you can come, whether we agree or disagree. We're all family at the end of the day. Love each and every one of you all, whether we agree or disagree. So please subscribe, like, comment, Turn on post notifications. The Washington Commanders have traded Montez Sweat to the Bears for a second-round pick. Let me know what you guys think about this in the comment section. And if any more news pops out today, we'll be back with a video. We're going to obviously be back with a video today. But if Chase Young gets traded too, we're probably going to be back with another live stream. So that being said, love each and every one of y'all, man. Make sure you guys subscribe, like, and comment. Turn on post notifications. We're on the road to 7,000 subscribers. And please do me a favor and follow me on Instagram. It is free. We're almost at 500 subscribers at Juan Gotti Talking Sports on Instagram. It's free. Follow me over there. Y'all have a blessed day. And see y'all later. Peace.
How I feel? Left. What I want?
Get back slow. I love the way she rock it. I love the way she move.